Smith with Popternative, and today I'm excited to talk to you about Neon's new film, Cuckoo, which hits theaters on August 9th. Now, this movie follows 17-year-old Gretchen, who's brilliantly played by Hunter Schafer. Brilliantly played by Hunter Schafer, and she reluctantly leaves her home in America after the passing of her mother to go live with her father. Now, her father has just moved to the German Alps with his new family, his new wife, his new daughter, his new 8-year-old daughter. So, of course, Gretchen is feeling very out of place. She's feeling very pushed to the side, and she really just wants to get home. She wants to go back to America. She does not want to be there. Now, her dad works for this very, very creepy man. His name I will never be able to pronounce right, Mr. Koenig. I don't know. They say it in, I don't have a good German accent, guys, but it's Dan Stevens. So we're going to call him Dan Stevens from now on. And Dan Stevens, listen, he's absolutely incredible. He's always been phenomenal. If you haven't seen Legion, I highly recommend checking that series out. He's so good, but he's fantastic in this. He's fantastic in Abigail, which recently came out. He is so good at just being unsettling and creepy and bizarre. And that is exactly what he does in this. You're like, I just don't know if I should trust him, if I shouldn't trust him. What's he got up his sleeve? He's very strange. He's a very strange man. But he asks Gretchen to come work for him at the resort because he needs help. He needs more English-speaking people. And he was very surprised when she showed up with the family. And this is very early on, not a spoiler. You can tell he's very, I don't know that I'm very happy that she's here, or am I happy that she's here? You know, he's very like, oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise? So you're like, is he happy or is he not happy? Not to mention the way this movie starts, there's a scene. It's crazy, absolutely insane. And you're like, oh, there's something strange going on at this resort. So you already know that from the opening scene, which I don't want to ruin for anybody. Just know it's crazy. And then you get to this kind of normalcy with the family moving in and everything going on, and it's kind of like pretty there and tranquil, except then he's like, you can't work at night, and it's not safe for you to ride your bike at night back from the resort. I'll drive you. And so it's these weird things, not to mention weird things start happening with the guests. Like the one girl that's training Gretchen is like, oh, this is totally normal when someone walks in and just vomits in the reception area. And like, you see it repeatedly happen and you're like, what is going on here? So there's like this deep, dark secret. As it starts to all unravel, it just goes crazy. Thankfully, you don't have to wait too long for it to really fully come out and give you some answers, because a movie like this would not work if you're waiting right up until like, I don't know, the last 10 minutes. Then they're like, oh, by the way, this is what's going on. No. They give you enough time to fully explore the absolute insanity of what is happening here. And I don't want to dive into it for fear of spoilers. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but just know if this weird, strange, bizarre things is like your jam, then you are going to love Cuckoo. Like I said, Hunter Schafer is incredible. Dan Stevens is phenomenal. The two of them together, there's some great sequences with the two of them. That's fantastic. But here's the thing, there's also some emotion in this movie, which is bizarre. I was like tearing up towards the end and I'm like, what is going on? Why am I getting emotional like this? It's crazy. There's a terrifying, very unsettling look to a certain thing in this, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. There's someone who's it's very, very creepy, like glowing eyes, creepy. But it's so good. I absolutely loved this movie. I had so much fun with it. It's definitely an edge of your seat type of movie when you're just waiting to find out what's gonna happen next, and you are never gonna guess the ending. I will be completely surprised if anybody figures this out early on, but I will tell you, fantastic cast, great way of building suspense. It's absolutely bizarre. It's twisted. It's a psychological thriller that gets in your head, but then it's definitely horror at times. So there's a lot happening here, but it all meshes together absolutely perfectly. So I highly recommend checking out Neon's Cuckoo when it hits theaters on August 9th.